Welcome back to the Gentleman's Gazette. In today's video, we discuss how to handle a confrontation like a gentleman. Very few people enjoy confrontation. It often stresses us out and it brings out the worst in us. It's actually a unique subject to me because I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where people are traditionally extremely anti-confrontational, and I'm natively from Germany, where people are much more outspoken and vocal, which leads to more confrontation. No matter where you live or how much you dislike it, you will still have to deal with confrontation. And basically, there are two approaches. You can be extremely passive-aggressive or extremely aggressive. Passive-aggressive people, or people who are averse to conflicts, will deliberately be inefficient. They may not communicate, or they may simply pout. On the other hand, high-conflict people often have an all-or-nothing attitude. They have elements of victim blaming, and they're very aggressive, and they look at it as more like a battle. In my experience, neither style is productive to actually solve a conflict. So here is how you can actually get some results. So first of all, keep in mind that the goal of a confrontation is that you solve an issue and improve things. In order to get there, you need to have an open, honest conversation about the issues without being hurtful. So what are some common myths about confrontation? Especially if you think they're always bad, I would argue confrontations are not bad. At the core, it's just a disagreement between one person and another. We're all individuals, and because of that, there will be confrontations. Just look at a confrontation as a starting point. Rather than trying to avoid it and feeling bad about yourself or others or angry, it's better to tackle the issue right on. Avoidance will not solve your problems, they will just amplify them and make you feel bad. You may have had some bad experiences with confrontations in the past, and I hear you. But that doesn't mean that all future confrontations will end the same way, especially if you utilize the points outlined in this video. Keep in mind that you can be assertive and kind at the same time, and the choice of words are extremely important. So let's get to the meat. How do you handle a confrontation like a gentleman? It all starts with you. Take ownership of your issues with confrontation, or maybe the elements that contribute to it. Most people I know range anywhere from being a complete pushover who goes along with anything the other person says, to a constant aggressor who always wants to tell other people what to do and what is right. Both extremes are unhealthy in the long run, and it really helps to put you in that uncomfortable position to try working against it. So if you are generally more of a pushover person that is easily influenced by others, try to stand up for yourself and have not others dictate what you do. On the other hand, if you're aggressive, it may get you sometimes what you want, but at the end, it just makes you a bully that is not liked by others, and in the long run, it will hurt you and your reputation. If you're mad at someone or you disagree with them, chances are you have been doing something that contributed to that situation. If you admit that you make a mistake, you don't all of a sudden lose all credibility. On the contrary, it shows that you're self-reflective and that you're open and vulnerable. By leading with an apology and recommitting to a better outcome, you will likely instill a similar behavior with your confrontation partner. For example, if I'm unhappy with a coworker because he's constantly late and I feel disrespected and I feel like my time is wasted, I shouldn't just phrase it that way. Instead, you could say, you know, in the past, I know I haven't always been on time for our meetings. I sometimes had to deal with my daughter, but I promise I'll do my best to be on time in the future. Lately, I noticed that our meetings haven't started on time, and when you come late to meetings, it really makes me feel unvalued and disrespected, and I would like to ask you to really recommit to our meetings and try to start them on time. By making it more about you and how you feel, and by avoiding extremes and superlatives, the other person won't feel as attacked. As a next step, you can ask them what they think about it or what their feelings are. That shows them that you care about what they have to say. Even though you might think the other person is utterly to blame for an issue, think of it this way. You're two people, and so you're 50% off the confrontation. Take responsibility for your part, and I promise you the resolution will be easier and better for both of you. Go in with the mindset of a mutually beneficial resolution rather than I want to win and I want to be right. As someone with a legal background, that's quite hard, but it's not good to resolve a confrontation outside the courtroom. Especially if you're afraid of a conversation, you may want to wait for a good time. The problem with that is there is no such thing as a good time for a confrontation, and the best time is right now. Of course, there's a caveat. Ideally, you have a confrontation in person or at the least over the phone. Doing it over text message or email will just prolong the whole conflict. And on top of that, it's hard to read into words because you don't see how people say things and there's no tone to the words. So try to have it in person or at least on the phone so people can really see what you mean. Also, it's very important to stay calm even if the other person is riled up. In those situations, it can help to have a pause in there and just keep your composure and don't tell them what to do, but lead by example. If someone screams at you and you scream back, they have dragged you down to their level. The next point is genuinely listen to what the other person has to say. If you mentally prepare your answer all the while the other person is talking, you're not really absorbing what they're saying or what their core issue is. Sometimes confrontations can be easily resolved because it's just a feeling that is hurt or something that you don't even do intentionally, but you're in fact hurting the other person. To ensure they understand you listen, it's best to paraphrase what they said in a sentence with your own words. In a confrontation, always stay clear of absolutes, using things like, "Oh, you never clean the dishes," or "you always leave your socks on the table," will not get you any further. It also provides ammunition for the other side to point out the singular cases where those things weren't the case and then make you look like you're just over-exaggerating. Rather than blaming the other party, try to stick to I statements and talk about how it makes you feel. This not only forces you to focus on your side of the conversation, but it makes the other person feel less attacked. For example, rather than saying, "You never show up on time," you could say, "I feel disrespected when we can't start the meeting on time." Do you see? I made it about me and my feelings, not about them. If they think about it, they know I feel disrespected and we start late because of them, but I haven't said that and they have made that transfer knowledge in their brain and therefore they're more open to change. Last but not least, try to address just one issue at a time. It's very easy to put all kinds of different things into one argument, but that will rarely help you to resolve anything. Ultimately, there's no cooking recipe or perfect solution to resolve every conflict, but these concepts will surely help you to get a result that is mutually beneficial and makes you feel better about yourself, the issue, and the other party. In today's video, I'm wearing a wintry combination. It consists of a jacket with patch pockets, with a medium reddish-brown herringbone pattern, with notched lapels that has a very 30s style influence. I'm wearing it with a Edelweiss boutonniere because it's very soft and gentle, and it picks up the woolen structure of my fair isle knitted sweater in combination with my green striped shantung tie from Fort Belvedere, which you can find in our shop here. The shirt I'm wearing is a simple barrel cuff shirt in light blue, picks up tones of my knit vest, and the pants are a contrasting off-white, but it all works together because it's a softer tone, which is perfect for the fall-winter season. My socks are shadow striped from Fort Belvedere. Again, you can find them in the shop, and I pick up the tones of my shirt as well as the vest, so it ties everything together, yet it contrasts the pants as well as the shoes, which are some custom patina pieces that I bought in France. They're a little unusual. They're a monk strap shoe in a non-classic style, but I really like them, and I had them custom polished at patina that I wanted, which is a mix of tan, black, dark brown, and yellow. My ring is a brown tiger's eye that picks up the lighter brown and medium brown tones of the outfit, thus tying it all together. I also went with a yellow gold medal because it works better with the warmer tones than silver.